this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a question and answer video, and this is question and answer time number 6. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible. I'm trying not to go over like the 20 or 30 minute marker, so again, I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible. I did it in a mixed up order, so it doesn't matter when you asked it. I did it really mixed up and try to spread everything out. So let's go and answer some questions, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright, so first question is from Nightmare Comics 1, who asks, are you watching the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series? If so, do you like it so far? No, I've never really been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. It was a little bit before my time, so I really didn't really get into the show, and I think the show is very nostalgic, so a lot of people like it because it's a good show and because of their nostalgia of the show. So I think for me, since I wasn't really born in that generation, I was born a couple of years after that generation that was really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I don't have that nostalgia factor, so I don't usually watch the show, but I hear it's very good, and maybe one day. A lot of people recommend it to me though, but again, it's just not my generation, so I don't really watch it. Alright, next question is from, I actually put the computer on my lap, it's a little easier. Okay, next question is from Herman Des Jeff 772, and the person asks, how does it feel to have almost 1,000 videos, and what do you think about Agent Venom? Please do a video about my question, sorry for bad grammar, not a good speller. Okay, yeah, very cool to have almost 1,000 videos. Little fun fact, I've actually done more than 1,000 videos, but I had to delete those. Those are mostly my comic duo videos because I had music in the background. Didn't know in those days about copyright, so I did delete those videos a long time ago. So I have done more than 1,000 videos. So that's a little fun fact for you guys. But it's very cool to have 1,000 videos almost to it. You guys want me to do something special for it? If you do, tell me in the comments below what I should do for 1,000 videos. Getting close to 3,000 subscribers too, which is going to be really fun. So if you guys have any ideas for that, definitely want some recommendations for that. And also, what do I think about Agent Venom? I just started reading the series. I'm really liking it, and I'll keep reading it. So I like that Flash is Venom. I think that's cool. So yeah, I like the character, and like the series. So that is the answer for that question. Next is from Deep Desert, with 2 D's. And that is, are you still reviewing Injustice, the comic book? Injustice Gods Among Us, the video game, which I really need to play more. I have not played it in a really long time. But I'm just not so into fighting games. But I'm more into, the only fighting game I do play is Super Smash Bros. But I wish I could play that game more. Not that great at Injustice. But going back to the comic book, I did stop reviewing it with the last issue. Last issue was the last issue I was reading with the series. I just feel like it's not really going anywhere, and I have a lot of stuff on my pull list. And it is, I think, a $3.99 book. So I did drop it, dropped a couple of titles like that where I felt like it wasn't really going anywhere, or I just wasn't fully enjoying it. I think it's a really good series. I think it goes really deep into these characters. I really like Tom Taylor's writing. But I'm just going to wait until R2 and see where he goes with that series. It's just because I don't see where Injustice is going to go. And I don't really play the video game either, so that's pretty much the reason I did drop it. I had to pick up that Shazam issue, which was okay. It was pretty good. Alright, next is 3 questions from Cool Music and Stuff. First question from him, actually got this question twice. Someone said I second this question, so I guess you guys want me to answer this question. And that is, what do you think about Batman the Killing Joke? Great series. You know, it's Alan Moore, who's obviously a great writer. He did Watchmen and Killing Joke. It's a very powerful series. I would love to see an animated movie with that. Change Batgirl's life forever. It's a very, very good series. I always recommend to people. If you're a big Batman fan, especially if you're a big Barbara Gordon fan, it's a must-read. Really good series. I haven't read it, or yeah, good graphic novel. It's a smaller version. Haven't read it in a really long time, but it's a good series. Maybe I'll do a review for it one day. Second question from Cool Music and Stuff is, do you like The Regular Show? I have heard of it. I'm a big TV fan, so I hear about a lot of shows that I might not watch. But The Regular Show, I have not watched it. I hear it's very good. I get a little confused with it, but with Adventure Time. I always feel like they're the same show, but I think it's just in like the same genre. I just always get confused with those two shows. But no, I've never seen it, but I've heard really good things about it, and hopefully it lasts a while, you know? So maybe one day I'll watch that. I think that's a Netflix type of show that should be on Netflix, or, you know, a way to binge that show. Next question from Cool Music and Stuff is Batman vs. Superman or Avengers Age of Ultron? What are you more excited for? Honestly, I'm more excited for Batman vs. Superman. It just seems like one of those daydreams right now. You know, you feel like it would never happen. I'm very excited to see what they do with that. But of course, we have Whedon on Avengers vs. Age of Ultron, so I'm very excited for that also. So those are two, obviously, big movies that I'm very excited for. But Batman vs. Superman, a little bit more excited for some reason. I'm just super excited for it. Alright, next question is from Sazamission. Do you have a 3DS, Wii, Xbox Live, anything else for gaming online or swap note or trading miss, etc.? If so, what's the information we need to add you to context on that? I don't have a 3DS. I have a DS just to play Pokemon. The handheld Pokemon games, which I'm very excited for Pokemon X and Y. That's like the only games I play on DS, but those are very fun. I do have a Wii U. I haven't played it in a while because I don't really have a lot of time to play video games as much as I used to. Wii U, I'm hoping to play more as Super Smash Bros. Comes out because I'm a humongous fan of that video game. But I do have a Wii U. And Xbox Live, I play occasionally, mostly for Call of Duty. But I do play occasionally. I gotta finish Resident Evil. That's definitely have to finish. But yeah, one day maybe I'll give you my gamer tags, guys, and we could you know, add me. But just tell me in the comments below if you would want that. Maybe I'll make a video about that, and you can add me. I'll do some sort of video about that. But yeah, I do have those things. Alright, number 2 from Saz's Mission is, what do you think of having a fan share day? You could set down rules and limits, and we could link you in each 2 things, and those links have to be followed and reviewed. That seems like a lot of work. Honestly, it seems like a really cool idea, but it would be so many shows, and shows take a really, really long time to watch and to really get into, and I love hearing your recommendations, but I kind of know what stuff I like and what I dislike. Like, I know the type of shows that I would like, and then there's some shows I'm very interested in and you guys recommend and I really want to, you know, watch it. So share day, I don't know, I feel like it would be such a fun thing to do, but kind of impossible, just because it would be so many of you guys recommending stuff, like what do you pick, and how long will this, you know, how long will it take? It's also a time management thing. So maybe one day when I have time, I don't know if you guys want it, I guess. I love taking people's recommendations, you know, because that's really hard for television shows, because then if you get into the show, you got to have the whole show. TV is time management, so it's kind of hard to do that. Number 3 from Saz's Mission is, if you could remove one character from the DC or Marvel Universe forever, just say he or she was never created, who would you remove and why? Yeah, there's a lot of characters I feel like I would remove. I gotta say Cyclops. I never liked the guy. There's so many problems in the Marvel Universe because of him. And I don't think the good things of him really outweigh the bad things about him right now. So, again, never really liked Cyclops. Maybe Namor also. I never liked Namor, especially Namor. I just never liked the guy, and I never seen his place in the Marvel Universe. And he seems like more of a DC guy anyways, but then Aquaman is a lot better than Namor, in my opinion. So I would have to go with either Cyclops or Namor. I never really liked those characters. Okay, next is from Comic Book Corner 2, Mike Spider-Slayer. Kat, we all know you're a big Spider-Girl mega fan, which is very true, big Spider-Girl fan. So if Spider-Girl did not exist, who would be your favorite character and why? That's actually not a hard question, because I know who my second favorite character is, and that is Kitty Pryde. I've always been a Kitty Pryde fan. I love character development. I love characters that wouldn't be a superhero. I guess like May, she's, you know, she developed a lot as her career went on. But I love characters that develop into something else. That's why, like, Cordelia from Angel and Buffy is one of my favorite characters of all time, and Chloe is one of my favorite characters of all time, because these are characters that changed so much as stories went on. So yeah, Kitty Pryde is a character that really changed. I loved her attitude to things. Her superpower wasn't that great, but I loved the relationship she had with other characters. And she always brings fun story. And again, I love the development of her characters and different stories that did that. So yeah, Kitty Pryde, hands down, is my second favorite character. So if Spider-Girl didn't exist, she probably would be my favorite character. Alright, next is 3 questions for Darrell Reed, and they ask, who are your favorite top 10 sidekicks? So top 10 is a little, probably more for a topic video, which I feel like I have done a topic video on sidekicks before. But, you know, I like sidekicks, certain sidekicks. I love Speedy. Any Speedy are really cool. I love the DC sidekicks, honestly, because I love the Teen Titans and everything. Marvel needs more sidekicks, I would guess. You know, there's not a lot of sidekicks for Marvel, and, you know, you don't bring Spider-Man to have a sidekick. Alpha doesn't count. But yeah, I love the DC sidekicks. Top 10 would be very hard to do in this video, but I do love my sidekicks. So Teen Titans rules for sidekicks. Alright, number 2 is, do you like Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes? I've seen episodes here and there. There's certain episodes that are really good. I watched the first episode of the show, didn't really like it, so I didn't really watch after that. But I did see random episodes, and it's a pretty good show. Definitely better than Avengers Assemble. I lost interest in that show. But Earth Mightiest Heroes, I felt like had some really good story arcs, and I think it was really good with Carol Danvers' character. I thought they told her origins very well in that story, and I really like the Wasp and Ant-Man relationship in that show also. So again, I've seen it here and there, so it is a good show though. Better than Assemble. Number 3 from Darrell Reed is, do you like The Punisher? Not really, honestly. I've never really read that much of The Punisher. I just never really been into the character. But I can't really say much because I really never read that much Punisher in my life. So I gotta say no, because I've never been interested in the character. But I know a lot of people that are super fans of The Punisher. Alright, next question. A couple more questions from, well, there's a lot more questions, but some questions from AJ Jackson 100. And the first question from him is 1, all-out battle between all the Robins, who wins? That's a hard question because I feel all the Robins have something special to bring to the table. Let's go through it. Dick Grayson, I think, has experience, and I think he is a very well-adjusted superhero. Again, experience, most of all. Jason Todd, he's relentless, I would say. He's more of an anti-hero, so he will kill, where other Robins won't. Tim Drake is a good detective. He's an amazing detective, so if you have on that side of things, he's better at that. Damian Wayne, I feel, is very good with hand-to-hand combat, so I think he has that on his side. Stephanie Brown wouldn't win, even though I don't know if you count her. Stephanie Brown and Carrie Kelly weren't really Robin for a while, but I would love to see Stephanie Brown develop more, see what she would be good at. Maybe having relationships with people. You know, I think she's very good at talking to people, I would say, with Stephanie Brown. Carrie Kelly I don't know much about, so I can't really say about her. But again, I think every Robin has something different to bring to the table, so it's kind of hard to say who would win, because they would win in different things. So, yeah, so again, depending on what battle they're doing. Alright, number 2 is, who's your favorite female DC character? This is kind of a hard one because a lot of my favorite female characters are from Marvel, even though that's weird because I feel like DC does female characters better. But I gotta say Stephanie Brown. I've always liked the character. I followed her as with Spoiler. I followed her with Batgirl. I think she's just a really interesting character. Again, a character you wouldn't expect to be good. And that's what characters I really do like. You know, characters you wouldn't expect to be good at something. So yeah, definitely Stephanie Brown. Probably second favorite because I've always been a Barbara Gordon fan. So Barbara Gordon. Alright, number 3. Something not about comic books. What is your favorite food? I like food. I love, like, restaurants and stuff. I just love that stuff. I love Food Network and stuff, so this is a great question. But my favorite food, it's so weird, it's buffalo wings. I love it. I love spicy food, so I love spicy buffalo wings. Buffalo wings definitely is my favorite. Love them. So, but I have other favorite food. Chicken is the best. I mean, even though buffalo wings are chicken, but buffalo wings spicy chicken is the best. But I don't like chili, which is really surprising. I don't like chili. But yeah, big food fan. Alright, next question is from Goku Jean, and they ask, are you going to read Sandman Overture, and have you read the previous Sandman graphic novels? And this is from Neil Gaiman, who writes Sandman. I've never read Sandman, actually. Never read it, so I don't think I'll read the Overture, but maybe one day. I definitely have to read Sandman, because I've heard great things about it, and I think Neil Gaiman is a very good writer. So, yeah, one day maybe. I don't think I will be picking up, but I want to hear a lot about this new series. Alright, next is from Wayne Patterson, and they ask, do you think there are too many movies based on comic books being made? I was actually thinking, when I go through these questions, I really think about them before I answer them. And I feel the comic book movies are now its own genre. So it's saying, are there too many romance movies? Are there too many action movies? It depends, I think it's its own genre. So, really, it could be a good or a bad superhero movie. You have this, just like there's good action movies and bad action movies. So I think that's really now, especially since, I'd say the 2000s, superhero movies have become its own genre. So I don't think it is too many. It's a genre. Is there too many good superhero movies? Maybe. No. Is there too many bad superhero movies? That's a question that you really have to ask yourself. Because I really love that comic books have become more of a genre thing, especially in the recent years, for movies. So I think that's really cool. Next is from Lizzie1151, and they ask a couple of questions. One is, how old were you when you started collecting and getting into comics? How did you get into them? I actually do have a video, which I feel like I send to a lot of people. A lot of people ask me this question, so I always say, oh, watch this video. I did make a video a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago, how I got into comics. Synopsis version, my dad did get me into comic books when I was really young. He was always into comic books. He doesn't collect newer comic books, he collects older ones and DC comic books, but that's how I got into it. My dad got me into comic books, so I've always loved comic books. I really started collecting every week, probably since 2009, I would say. I started really collecting every week. I've been collecting comic books since I was a kid, I've always had a collection, but really getting into comic books would probably be 2009, which was my freshman year of high school. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool question. But definitely go check out how I got into comic books, my topic video, which came out a year ago, if you want more information about that. Number 2 is, are you still upset about the cancellation of Young Justice? I am, and it's from Lizzie1151. Yeah, I'm still upset about it. I definitely would love to still see Young Justice. I think when shows get canceled, or when your favorite things get canceled, you kind of get used to it after a while. I'm kind of used to it now that Young Justice is not on every Saturday. Obviously I'm not hyped up for the next episode, because there is no next episode. So I think you get used to when things get canceled, and you just kind of feel the love for the show as a whole. And I guess that's cool just to have the show as a whole now. But I'm still upset about it. I definitely would love to have the show still on, but I think you get used to it as time does go on, that the show is canceled now. And even with your favorite shows, you get used to that. Number 3 is, which Robin has the best backstory? Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, or Damian Wayne? Best backstory, I would have to go with Damian Wayne. I think he definitely has the most interesting backstory. Jason Todd really didn't have, he was pretty much a clone of Dick Grayson until he became the Red Hood and all that. A lot of people had complaints about his character because of that. Tim Drake, he had a pretty, basic backstory, so I think Damian Wayne definitely has the most complex backstory, so I'd go with Damian Wayne. Alright, next question is from Rabbit Ears Blog, and the first question they ask is, what do you think about Joss Whedon's decision on not making Hank Pym the creator of Ultron and Avengers 2? I want to see where it goes. It definitely could be either a good decision or a bad decision. I like the difference of the movies from the comic books. But we'll have to see, I'm excited to see where that movie goes, and I mean, if it was someone else doing it, like Michael Bay or something, saying, well, we're not gonna make Hank Pym Ultron, I'd be like, no, that's not happening. But it's Whedon, and I really do trust him. He knows his comic books, he knows his television, he knows his movies, he knows his movie making, so I do trust him and his direction on stories. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Rabbit Ears Blog, second question is, what are your favorite Nicktoons on Nickelodeon? I currently only have Legend of Korra I watch on Nickelodeon. I also watch the Power Ranger Megaforce to review, but that's not a Nicktoon. But my favorite Nicktoons that were on Nickelodeon, I loved a lot of them. Like Hey Arnold, I really liked. Rugrats, really enjoyed. Danny Phantom, I really liked. My Life as Teenage Robot was enjoyable. What else? There's a lot of other shows that I really enjoyed on there. A lot of the cartoons. You should ask what I didn't enjoy on Nickelodeon. Even the old, I think I was just talking about this yesterday with a couple of my friends, that even SpongeBob was really good in the beginning and really had some really good stories that were kind of complex. So I really enjoyed a lot of the different Nicktoons shows. Not as much anymore. Legend of Korra is the only one I really like, but there's a lot of great ones on there. If you look at the 90s Nicktoons. Alright, number 3 from Rabbitia's blog is, have you read Brian K. Vaughan's Saga series? Here it's a great series. I have not had a chance to read it yet, but maybe one day I'll pick up the trade and read it. I want to also read Revival, which I haven't heard a lot of things about, but that looks kind of interesting. I want to get the trade for that. So, yeah, it's on my list to read, but I have heard great things about that. Alright, next is from Harry Bean. His first question is, do you think we will see old DC come back or merge with New 52? I hope it doesn't merge. You know, that would just be way too confusing, I think. With the New 52, I'm glad that they're sticking with it. I think, it's hard to get, our feelings as fans to get rid of the old DC and old New 52, pre-New 52. It was kind of hard to get rid of that, but now that it is, I feel like we're used to New 52, it's less confusing, and new readers could really jump on. But I would love to see one series maybe just like, this is pre-New 52, read it if you like a pre-New 52, and it's only stories based on that time. I would love to read a series just made called Pre-New 52. But I like that, I like that we've moved on, and but I would love to see at least one series about that, and I think maybe one day we will get that. Second question is, will the question get his own title? I would love to see the question get his own title. I haven't read much with the question, but I always am intrigued with the question. I love the mystery to him, and I love that character that we don't know his whole background. So I do love the way that he is explored in different comic books. So definitely I would love to see his own series. I definitely would buy it. Hopefully after Trinity War, because he has been a bigger part in the Trinity War. Third question is, also, do you feel supervillains may show up on S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah, definitely. These type of shows need supervillains. I've never seen a show about superheroes or supernatural things that don't have supervillains, because that's part of the plot. You always have to have something contrasting your hero, and that's always someone that is bad, a supervillain. So, I don't know what supervillains, but I definitely see us having supervillains in this show, definitely. Next question is from Elena Portillo, and they ask, do you think DC should do more recap pages like Marvel does in their books? Yeah, definitely. I think it's always helpful if you're going into a series, and I was just watching a video where someone referenced that Stan Lee said that something is always someone's first comic book, and I do agree with that. Maybe next week's Batman and Superman issue 3 is someone's new comic book, but they might be totally lost in that series, and they might not read a comic book after that because, like, oh, comic books suck. But if they have a recap page, people will be like, oh wow, I understand this, I can read this. So yeah, definitely have that recap page, because you don't know if someone's reading this series for the first time, and that really does help that Marvel does that, and I think DC should do it also. Alright, next question. The first question is from Entron 475. Their first question is, worst comic event you've ever read? I have to go Fear Itself. That's easy. I hated that. At least in recent years, what I can think of is Fear Itself. It just sucked. There's a lot of sucky events for Marvel, but Fear Itself probably was the worst. At least Age of Ultron had some sort of ending where it's like, alright, I understand why you had it, even though that was a sucking one also, but Fear Itself made no sense. So I go with Fear Itself. Wasn't good at all, and that was really the start of Marvel having really bad story arcs and very bad events, and I hope Infinity helps this, but I don't think it will. But we'll have to see with that. Number 2 is, if you could make a superhero dream team with Marvel DC characters, who would you pick? This is a hard one. Probably just my favorites. We always need a heavy hitter, so I would love to have Luke Cage with Jessica Jones with that. We need to have someone smart. I guess Iron Man would be smart, and he's always in everything. Who else? Spider-Girl, obviously. Kitty Pryde. Wolverine, I would like. Julie Power. That would be a weird mix. I feel like that would be like the star girl of this team, like with JLA. Yeah, it's going to be a really weird mixed team, but that's something I would have to think about more. But those are some characters I would love to see in the same team. Alright, next question is from Saber Green 2010. Who's your favorite supporting cast member of the new Scarlet Spider series? I gotta say Arcely. I think she's a really interesting character. You don't really know where she's going. You don't really know her backstory. So I say Arcely, and I want to learn a little bit more about her. Alright, next is from Legend of Buttface. The first question is, what comic series are you enjoying the most right now? There's a couple. I really like Hawkeye. I feel like, although with the recent couple of issues it hasn't been as good as it used to be, but I still really enjoy that series. Ultimate Comics Spider-Man I really enjoy. Batgirl, Barbara Gordon series, Batman. Those are 4 series I really, really enjoy. I'm sure there's more of them, but that's from the top of my head that I really look forward to read. Especially Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. I'm really enjoying that series. Alright, next question from Legends of Buttface. Does Joker have a real daughter, and what issue can I find her? I hear that the real daughter is coming soon. I don't know what series. That was announced in some news articles, so you can probably see it in Google. But yeah, I hear she's coming soon in some series. I don't know what yet. But I think it should be interesting. I'll definitely read that series. Again, I don't remember which one, but I don't think it's been released yet that the daughter was revealed. I'm sure it'll be, I think it's like September maybe that it's going to be revealed or something. Exactly who the daughter is and, yeah, you know, the whole story about that. Next question is from Razio, and their question is, have you already decided which villain issues you're getting? Joker, Harley, or will you wait until writer, inker, colorist are known? I did start looking at the September comics that are coming out. Usually I like having a little list on Google Documents or, you know, Microsoft Documents. So I do like having a little list. So I know a couple of them I want to get. There's a lot, so I'm trying not to get obviously all of them because there's Marvel and indie stuff I'm getting. But I'm trying to select the ones I do want, and some of them that seem interesting, but a lot of them seem very interesting. Joker and Harley obviously are ones I'm getting though. So yeah, I've been starting to pick some of them. I'm only halfway through the month to see which ones I want to get. Next is from Blue Zowzy, and they ask, if you could bring one DC character into Marvel and vice versa, who would it be and why? One DC character into Marvel. First I want to say Spider-Man into the DC Universe, because I feel like that would be awesome, and bring some more realism to the DC Universe, and how, you know, someone that you can relate to in the DC Universe. So I would love to see Spider-Man in the DC Universe, so that's something I would like to see. But DC character into the Marvel Universe, I don't know, honestly. Maybe Wonder Woman, because I think they do need better power hitters that are women in the Marvel Universe. So I would say Wonder Woman. I would like to see that crossover one day. Maybe like the one day thing where we get to see Spider-Man in the DC Universe and Wonder Woman in the Marvel Universe. Alright, next question is from Nathan Banks. Who is your favorite actor that played Batman? I have to go with Christian Bale. I liked him a lot. The other actors obviously are great, but I've always liked Christian Bale, and I want to see who the next Batman's going to be. And for some reason, I'm the only one that might want this, but I want to see Ryan Gosling. I just think he would be a perfect Bruce Wayne. I was actually telling one of my friends about this. He's like, yeah, he'd be perfect Bruce Wayne, but I don't know about, like, how would he play Batman? And I think that is the question. Would he be a good Batman or just a good Bruce Wayne? So I want to see how that goes. Or, you know, the rumor has it that, Tyler Hoechlin from Teen Wolf, who plays Derek, might be Batman. I'm like, I don't know how that would work, but it's Tyler Hoechlin, so why not? So yeah, I'm interested to see who's going to be the next Batman. That's definitely a question. But yeah, favorite Batman right now is Christian Bale. Alright, next question is from Ark Noble. What are your thoughts on Batman vs. Superman movie coming 2015? I did get this question a little bit before. Excited for it. Definitely excited for it. Is a Man of Steel sequel? I'm just hoping they do it right. You know, Warner Brothers have some good movies, and I want to see where it goes. I'm very excited. Alright, second question from Ark Noble is, what are your thoughts on X-Men Days of Futures Past movie? Very excited for this one. I think this is going to be the biggest X-Men movie. It has a wonderful cast. Jennifer Lawrence, Nick Holt, Patrick Stewart, you know, Hugh Jackman, come on, it's like all these great actors in one movie, and we have Kitty Pryde coming back, you know, I don't really care for Ellen Page being Kitty Pryde, but maybe she'll do good. Just super excited for this movie, and it's such a great story arc, and I'm just really excited to see how that converts. But I think that's one of my most anticipated comic book movies coming out, you know, next to Batman, Superman, and all that. Number 3 from Arc Noble is, what heroes would you like to see in Avengers 2? My opinion, I want to see Wolverine. Yeah, I would love to see Wolverine. I don't think that's going to happen, but would love to see Wolverine interact with Iron Man. I think Robert Downey Jr. interacted with Hugh Jackman, and would love to see that in you know, Iron Man in the Wolverine style. Who else would I want to see? I do want to see Scarlet Witch. I would like to see how that goes. Quicksilver, I heard we're going to see, but I don't really care for him that much. I want to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, even though I don't think Hank is going to be in Avengers 2. I wish he was, because I want to see Hank and Janet. I think that'd be awesome to see, because they are the original Avengers. So, yeah, those are some characters I do want to see. I'm very excited to see who they do pick. Maybe Luke Cage, which I think that'll be a little bit more for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I would like to see a character like that. But very interested to see what the new roster, or the added roster, will be to Avengers 2. Alright, next question is Lucas Rodriguez. Have you looked up the song Birds of Prey? It's from Batman Brave and the Bold. I think I have in a really long time ago, but I guess I didn't like it that much because I don't have it on my favorites or anything. But I guess I have to look it up again. I think I did when it first came out, though. I think I did. Alright, next question is from UK12us Resurrected. Who's your favorite X-Men and X-Woman? X-Men, Wolverine, definitely, even though he's used so often. I do like Wolverine a lot. X-Woman, Kitty Pryde, because she's my second favorite character. So those are my 2 favorite X-people, I guess. Yeah, so Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. Alright, next question from JL Ghoul. First question is from him. Which DC character that is currently in the New 52 universe would you like to see be brought back in their own solo title? Who would you choose? Stephanie Brown. I think we've all been asking for that. I want to see a spoiler series. I think I've probably gotten this question a lot. But yeah, I definitely want to see Stephanie Brown. And I think that's always been my answer, Stephanie Brown. Alright, second question for JL Ghoul is, my second question is, who is your favorite Amazing Spider-Man artist? It could be from any run. I kind of like, even though I don't like Quesada's writing, I kind of like the art that he does for Spider-Man. So I gotta go with Quesada. Don't like his writing on the series, but I like his art for Spider-Man. But who else? Ron Frenz is great. I love his art for Spider-Girl. I also like, who else? Pat O'Leaf, who's really good and brings in the modern to the retro and kind of mixes it all up. He was also on Spider-Girl, but he also did a lot of stuff for Spider-Man. So I really like Pat O'Leaf's art. So yeah, those are probably my 3 artists I really like for Amazing Spider-Man. Quesada is a little weird, but I do like his covers and everything for Spider-Man. Next question is from Marina2K14. Kind of the opposite of the regular show question. First question, are you a Adventure Time fan? I never really watched it. I guess I have to, because a lot of people really enjoy it. But I've never seen it. Maybe when it goes on Netflix, I'll give it like a couple episodes tries. Hopefully it goes on Netflix, but a lot of Cartoon Network shows are going on Netflix now. So maybe I'll give it a try one day. Number 2, if you could be any Marvel superhero, which one would you be? I don't know. Spider-Girl, obviously. Spider-Girl is my favorite superhero. I have to go with Spider-Girl. Spider-Girl, or maybe, I don't know. I'll go with Spider-Girl. I think she's definitely a hero I would want to be. Number 3 is, have you read any Ninja Turtle comics? I haven't seen the show, but hear the comic is great, but I haven't read it. I hear the comics are great from people that really like the show. If you like the show, definitely give it a try. I hear they are great. Last question. Wow, doing pretty good time here. DC and Marvel Guy 4.0. I know Wally's your favorite Flash, but can you tell me why he is your favorite? Who would win in a race, Wally or Barry? Wally, I just feel he's such a fun character, especially in Young Justice. I love him. I think he's so fun. And I really liked his family dynamic in the Flash series, previously, I think it was before Barry came back. I just liked his family dynamic. I just feel like Wally's more fun than Barry. But who do you think who would win? I feel like Barry. I don't know why, but I think in a race Barry would win. But yeah, I love both Flashes. I've really grown to like Barry also because of the series now. I love that I've been getting into the Flash more with the New 52 because beforehand I really wasn't into the Flash that much. But he's such a really awesome character, and I can't wait to see the TV show if it does come out with the Arrow thing. Very excited for that. But Flash is such an interesting character, both Wally and Barry, and hopefully we get to see Wally in the Flash universe again in the New 52. But yeah, those are all the questions. Thanks, guys, for, asking some questions. A lot of questions. Got through them all, which is really cool. And hopefully I'll do another question and answer video before the summer ends. If I get the 3,000 subscribers, maybe I'll do that. I don't know yet. Hopefully I get there soon. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I answer everyone's questions and tell me what you guys thought. And hopefully I'll do another one in a couple of weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rad Situations. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.